So what I'm saying when I say they're not mad at me, they're not mad at me. They're mad at the truth and the message that I bring. So therefore, like everything that I've said has already been said before in so many different ways by, lots of different people. I just am not afraid to say certain things, and I don't mind that a lot of people disapprove because I don't really care. So if I were to try to please everyone and say what everyone wants to hear, there would be no use for me to be on this channel. So I really don't care. And I'm going to say what I want to say. There are too many people out there that say what everyone wants to hear. And whenever I click on those type of videos, I get super bored and I click off because it's like you've already heard whatever they're saying before, because it's exactly what people want to hear. But what people don't want to hear is do better, make sure you're getting what you want, be selfish, do this. People don't want to hear that because it goes against whatever society wants or certain people want. Okay, I don't care what they want. I'm gonna do what I want.
Hey y'all, so today I am doing a bit of a different style video about Shera. I actually took the time to look into her, and I wanted to talk about how just heavily misunderstood she is, and how unfortunately for a lot of people who have already jumped on the hate train against Shera and deemed her all kinds of, Andrew Tates or whatever it is, are already just lost in the fray. And it's crazy because when I looked into kind of a little bit more of what happened on TikTok, because remember when I talked about Shera a month ago, when I found her content just a month ago, right? When I found her content just a month ago, I was mainly talking about Spiritual Whistleblower coming at her and how I noticed how Spiritual Whistleblower was projecting a lot of BS on Shera. Well, obviously Spiritual Whistleblower was not the only one. And when I even looked here on YouTube with some of Shera's old haters, I guess, the very ignorant and loud ones, oh my God, the projection was real. And I want to talk about this because, like I said, defend yourself to the best of your ability. But when you start to really take that step back and you start to notice repeated cycles, and that even though you said what you said, you did what you did, per whatever, and you are just moving on, carrying on, and doing what it is for you, the people who are continuing to hold on to your energy, who are continuously she had haters trying to box her in to shit from years ago, right? If you have people who are trying to box you in, very much crabs in a bucket mentality, I would almost go so far to say they are not even worth your time and energy. Depending, it just depends, because obviously things sometimes do cross a line to where you have to take further action and protect yourself. But and then if it's not going there, then whatever. But it's just, these are just the blurred lines that happen online. But it's so crazy because, okay, I looked further into people who were, joining in against Shera on TikTok to try and hear what they had to say, to see if maybe I could balance out different opinions. And also, Shera's recent live streams made me look into this, because she mentioned on one of her recent live streams from last week that she said she used to associate with people, especially on the YouTube platform, and she used to, collaborate and try to do panels, and she even used to have people call in on her platform, and she doesn't mess with nobody anymore.
Did you ever do a mentorship program? Nope. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Sorry. Don't like dealing with people that much, only because it's not y'all's fault, so don't take it personally. I don't like dealing with people because of the people that I actually had to deal with before you guys. And the lesson that I learned is that you can't deal with everybody. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So for those people that I no longer deal with, basically messed it up for everyone to be dealt with on a more personal basis. Okay. There, it's a group, not just one person. There's a lot of people. Okay. And so I choose not to deal with people anymore because of those particular people. And it's a good thing, because I've learned that dealing with less people, I get way more money. Yep. And I know a lot of you guys don't know. It doesn't matter who they were. It just matters that they were not for, the best interest. They were not in my best interest. They were not doing anything that was, let's just say they weren't doing anything that I needed. So that's why I don't deal with a lot of people anymore, if y'all wanted to know.
And I guess maybe the old crew that she was cool with, I guess maybe betrayed her in a way or stabbed her in the back, which that's very common in these online spaces, because at the end of the day, you could think you have a circle of friends in a similar community, in a similar niche, but at the end of the day, a lot of people view this as more than just a hobby, okay? A lot of people look at this YouTube platform, especially if you want to get money and numbers and all that involved, as life or death, and that's all it is. And, I understand that Shera lives a different lifestyle, but, if you have people who, don't have many opportunities outside the platform, you're going to see that come out. And it's just like, this is another reason why I resonate with her so much, even though I don't agree with all that she said, because as a woman that's gone through it myself, and as a woman that's moving forward myself, and I just want to completely redirect my channel. I feel like in a few years, if I just continue steady on this path, just keep on talking about what I like and what I enjoy, and learning more, and obviously, talking to you guys about what I've learned and my experiences, and of course sharing other things that I'm interested in. I think that my channel will be a completely different space, but I also recognize that I have to put in that work to truly redirect, because obviously there's a lot of ick that tries to still attach itself to my energy, and I'm just not having it, because you do have to really learn how to cut it off. So let me go ahead and talk to you guys about how it all got started, stirred up really crazy on TikTok. And I will be doing the chapters in this video to make it easier to break down. And that way you guys can, just watch as you please. Now, like I said, a month ago, this is when I found out who Shera was. I had never heard of her. To be honest, I wish I would have heard of her before. To me, even with her platform, it's crazy how she's she's a larger YouTuber on the YouTube platform, but on TikTok, she's viral. And they're starting to post her on Instagram now, and even on Twitter and stuff here and there. But they are clipping her hour, 2, 3. She even has some live streams for 5 hours, right? They are clipping her live streams out of context. And because we live in this fast information society, first come, first serve type society, people who want to be, just spoon-fed information, people are dumb, okay? They're dumb. They see something, they don't want to look further into it, they don't want to hear the other side. They just want whoever presented it to them to lay it out, which is very lazy, which is why I've said, and now it's about to be for well over a year, that when you see some clips out of context, go and watch that. I don't care if you like the person or dislike the person, go and see what it was really about, because a lot. You are being manipulated horrendously, okay? It's just, and even if you do get a clip, at least reference where you got it from. You guys know I've done that before, right? I've done so many different videos where I'll place a clip and then I'll credit whoever the channel is, and if it's a T channel or a archive channel, I'll list that, because they tend to still have the full length, whatever it is, on there, and you can go and see for yourself. But you would honestly be surprised at how many people don't do that. And this is how shit gets started. So clips of Shera's were being posted out of context. I think that it was happening maybe possibly even in May. Like I said, I stumbled across the content in June. And for me personally, when I started seeing Shera's content, it would just be little blurbs. I ain't bringing nothing to the table, baby. I'm going to bring another man to the table. He's going to ask me, because, you're going to pay for his meal and mine. And it's that's funny. So I'm thinking, it's just a lady on there like making memes. I wasn't sure. And honestly, I'm just grateful that I peeped the video quality, because TikTok videos and older YouTube videos have a different quality. And I guess I wouldn't have noticed that if I wasn't already an active YouTuber. And I can tell the difference. I can spot YouTube like right away, right? Even if it is on a different platform, there's just little stuff like the graininess. When these videos get hella re-uploaded multiple times, the quality will actually diminish. The quality is really easily manipulated. Literally, the quality can be. So yeah, that too. And I know when I saw it, I just like found it funny and whatever. Then of course, spiritual was born. But then there were other people like men, like Medusa's Justice on TikTok, and Shera is demonizing men and turning women against men, and no. And it's like, no, that's not it either. I swear, it's really crazy how all of this blew out of proportion so fast to where it is a month later. This is how long it's taken me to not only get more into Shera's content, understand a little bit more where she's coming from, understand her backstory, go back into TikTok, look back into it, see what happened, come across people who used to, come at her on YouTube and put it together. And here it is over a month later. Okay, this is another reason why I just pretty much bowed out of the past community that I was in, because one, that shit was dying out any damn way. I could have been left, honestly, in December, but whatever, here and there, whatever. But this is more of where my interest and my passion lies, because I can actually relate, and this is something I can actually talk about and give insight on. So I saw other people coming for her on TikTok and all of this, and then drops a YouTube video. This YouTube video has over 80,000 views, and she refers to Shera as a viral TikTok guru. And in this video, this young lady says, and she gets hip up there on her TikTok, and she sounds like the female Andrew Tate. And is she just trying to give extremist female dating advice?
Talk about SheraSeven, a lady who I keep seeing all over TikTok with her viral, punchy dating advice to young women and her little catchphrase, sprinkle, sprinkle. Often her dating advice is coupled with this idea that you should not date broke men or somebody who is unemployed, and that women should be going after high-value men or men with good finances who are going to provide. In many of the videos that I'm seeing, she gives me vibes of a female Andrew Tate.
I'm too brilliant a man, too perfect in every single metric. I'm a gift to female.
Or maybe a female Kevin Samuels.
You don't got no money.
You ain't fine enough for no money.
Let's listen to some of what SheraSeven has to say.
And unfortunately, I did listen to the video all the way through, because I knew I needed to have at least some recollection of what was being said. But when I tell you this was a very hard watch and a very hard listen, as a person who myself, I'm also new to Shera, but I have already done more research and just more looking into than this person who got 88,000 views because they played into the hype. We are in a time that is so... I did not know that it was cool to be dumb. I never thought it was cool to be ignorant. And maybe I've just gotten older. Maybe I've just matured differently. Maybe I am also biased because I've personally gone through it. And I know how fast things can get spun out of proportion when somebody leaks some clips, especially just like out of context, and has a negative connotation to it because they're trying to spin something and not wanting to tell the whole story, especially telling maybe what set that person off, what they did and how they're wrong and whatever. Our society is so lazy. And unfortunately, this young lady's video is not the first video like this. There are other TikTokers still talking about Shera being a TikToker, still talking about how, Shera needs to take a break from her TikTok, and to the point to where in Shera's recent streams, because her channel has grown and has really started to reach the masses, as a person who recently came across her, I am noticing the disruption in chat because a lot of people are indeed asking stupid questions. You get those attention-seeking trolls that just want attention. They don't even really want to ask anything. And it's like they're trying to disrupt her energy because they want that attention, because some of them are going back to media outlets. I mean, they even have posted Shera on the Shade Room with the TikTok clips. Didn't even bother going back to her original channel.
Don't tell me what I'm on or what I'm like. I asked, thanks for the donation, but I definitely tell you guys, I don't care about that type of stuff. So if you know my channel, you know I don't care about that type of stuff. I really don't care. I don't even know what the Shade Room is. I keep trying to tell y'all. So once again, for the 15th time on this first one video that I'm allowing people to comment on after a while, I don't care. Just stop mentioning other platforms, people, and all that kind of stuff. I do not care. I never care about those types of things. Okay. Thanks. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. So it's a big deal to people. Like, y'all don't realize, and I keep telling y'all this over and over and over, because there's a lot of new people. Most people that have been on YouTube for 10 years plus, they didn't get on YouTube for fame. Okay. Let me repeat that. Most people that have been on YouTube as YouTubers for 10 years plus, they did not start for fame. There weren't even really famous people on YouTube back then. You know what I'm saying? So the only reason people try to do certain things now is for fame, in my opinion. A lot of people. That's not me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, so y'all don't have to tell me what I'm on, who's saying what, who like this, who like that, because I don't care. All right.
To give a full story, and they were already throwing her shade on the Shade Room, and she's like, look, I don't even know what the Shade Room is, and y'all blowing up my chat with that doesn't do either of us any service, because my channel is not about the drama, who's talking about me or whatever. And that is one thing I will always commend her for. And I feel like, as far as being truly unbothered online, and as far as really calling your power back and remaining in your energy, Shera is queen. Okay. I'm gonna talk about how, you know, she got there, because I can see progression, because of course everybody wants to defend themselves. She has in the past to the masses, but now she's just not playing it. And I have never seen, you guys, I have never seen someone, especially after like going viral several times on a different platform that they're not already on, and just kind of waving through it and all that. She holds her own, and she still does it gracefully. And she's just very much like, whatever. Mind you, she doesn't even have mods, okay? Shera is blocking these TikTok trolls and these people who derail her chats herself, and she still gets chats of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 plus. A queen, okay? And I personally, I really admire that, because, and I think she's coming from the energy of just being through and caring more about not only her energy, but her message, and really still catering to the audience that's been there. Like in one of her recent live streams last week, girl, she put the chat on 4 years. You had to be a subscriber for at least 4 years to chat. And I'm like, well, damn. And I didn't go and flip out and, she's setting boundaries, let me go cry about it on a different platform. No, like I understood, and I just listened and I watched and I learned, because that's exactly what I'm in the midst of doing with my channel right now to this day. I want to get back to the free spirits who've been here. I want to, and they're the only ones I really care about. I'm currently redirecting my channel to more of my interests. Just leaving all those people in that previous community behind. I left all discords associating with the past community. I know I've been cordial with some folks, and that's all it is just cordial. But when you are really focused on a goal, you will do anything to achieve it. And of course, we all know that when you want to achieve these goals, you have to apply change, and you have to be willing to change. And I admire Shera's change, and just, I think these last couple of years, because I think they tried to come for her in 2020, like how I guess everybody tried to come for everybody else. Damn, that was a crazy time. People was bored during the pandemic. Like, if you gotta try to go out your way to try to cancel somebody during the pandemic, you are a sad person, okay? Just miserable, all right? Child, please. But to not allow people to derail her chat or overly consume her energy and still command her power. Because even for me, it's like, look, you know, I'll block and whatever, but y'all know, like, I will cuss you out. Okay? And granted, like, not everything and not everybody is worth it. So to see someone who's going through it at least, I would say at least 10 times worse, if not higher, to still be just so, she's just very commanding of her energy. And I love that. You know, and I know she's spiritual. I love that. I love that. I've never seen anybody handle it like her. I have yet to see a YouTuber handle a lot of chaos, trolling, hate, rumors, lies, misinformation. I have never seen. You let me know if there are any, actually, you know, if you're watching this video, let me know if you have any YouTubers who you think could be in the same category as far as protecting their energy and just still commanding their channel and their chat, because I have yet to see anybody do it as well as Shera. And that deserves a crown. And that is something I think all of us, whether we are, you know, public people or not, content creators or not, all of us deserve. We all deserve to learn something from her, even if it's just how to truly be unbothered. Because people are stupid and they're assholes, man. It's just like, what the hell? But there does come a point in time when you have to stop entertaining them. And I guess a few years back when they tried to cancel Shera, I guess what happened back then was she collabed with a bunch of other YouTubers, you know, just talking about, you know, pretty privilege, femininity, why she says women date men for money, and, you know, fall in love later, she's not dating for love. And, you know, all the topics that she normally talks about, but she, you know, was on the panel. Girl, so I came across a good breakdown video, and I'm gonna link all reference videos, you know, even the misinformation one, just so y'all can see how crazy it is for y'all selves, down below in my description. So, and I'll have like a comment up too. But A Modern Barbie did a really great breakdown of what went down with Shera a couple years ago, and y'all,
the last video, she said the police just visited her house and that it's possible that she could get arrested. She kind of wanted to anticipate the news, you know, and she just wanted to go get ahead and tell her followers the truth. Tell them, you know, what's really happening, that she got hacked and somebody's trying to set her up, but that she's innocent and she's just trying to help women. And her honesty, unfortunately, you know, took it to this point where, you know, you really want to help somebody and then you find yourself in this situation because there are people that just hate. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know exactly what happened between her and the other creators, but I do know that everybody she collabed with and was once cordial and friendly with and even had, I guess, a good rapport with them, things went south and turned shady. And Shera had to seriously protect herself. They were trying to literally label her a scammer. They were trying to smear her name. I think her family was being messed with. I know a lot of people have taken upon themselves to look into her husband, James. And girl, there are videos out here talking about, well, James ain't got no money and Shera still look broke. And it's the typical garbage-minded mess. It is so some of the same things. Like, is this what people do just like when they're bored? Because it's so crazy to see some of the same things that have been said even about me. Oh, and of course the wigs. Can't forget the wig. About me, about someone else. And it's just like, God damn, people are stupid. And if you're not careful, you can get easily manipulated if you do not think for yourself. And a lot of people are capitalizing and monetizing the fact that a lot of people are already insecure. A lot of people are very miserable. A lot of people are indeed very bored. They're not intelligent, and they're monetizing and capitalizing off of that because they're not expecting people to think for themselves. Now look, good or bad, I know that I've handled some situations very wildly. I know I've handled some situations, you know, pretty well. And I never, ever spoke against anyone going out here and thinking for themselves. In fact, I encouraged it. But even when I dealt with what I dealt with on this platform, I saw how the masses chose not to. But that's not my fault. That's not my responsibility, and that is out of my control. I defended myself to the best of my ability. All of the facts and the information are still here on my channel and will be, ever, okay? Because I don't have anything to hide. I never did. I don't care. But when you really realize that things like that are out of your control and that a lot of people were already just looking for a way to be against you or something to believe about you so they can fit in with the crowd that's against you, it actually will roll off your back because at least you have your common sense and your individuality and you can actually think for yourself. It is crazy to me, but it gets worse than that. So during the same time when Shera was, I guess falling out of being cordial with some of these other creators on YouTube and these panels and stuff like that and just trying to really like protect herself, girl, she had people trying to I guess send her phishing emails or whatever, or hack her, and it was like a whole ordeal. And she hinted towards it, like how Modern Barbie said in her video, but she took a break for a while and people got really worried and concerned as far as what happened. Now, 9 times out of 10, something legal probably happened whenever somebody takes a break, gets real quiet and just stops engaging in, whatever. That is either A, she just is over it, or B, she took some form of legal action somewhere and she's just really on her shit. Or it could be a mixture of both. And honestly, if she did that, more power to her, kudos. Okay, word. But during that time when she was taking her break and she was dealing with a bunch of stuff in the background, here come more smear videos. And this one is the most trifling of all. And I say this, girl, I can't make this up. And see, I'm just so happy that when I skimmed this girl's channel, I found exactly what I was looking for. Because, okay, you see this title, accusing Shera of using substances. You are not in this woman's life. You are not in this woman's house. I don't think Shera has ever mentioned being on substances, let alone talked about being an active addiction or a recovering addict, or a freaking rap sheet or a medical sheet of all her prescriptions or whatever. And I would never ask her to do so if she did not feel, right in doing so. But this one got really far with this rumor. And I guess a friend of Shera's, I don't know if they're still friends, they were trying to put those two in the same boat and excommunicate them. Y'all see, the similarities are insane. I can't, and this happens. I guess this stuff happens in repeated cycles in toxic places in people and communities. I'm still learning too, but it's crazy. Girl, the same one who was out here accusing Shera of using substances is the same one who admitted that during all these smear videos, she was drunk.
Oh, what it is, bitch. Okay, so yeah, as y'all can see, I'm not fat. So all you fucking SheraSeven fans that come to my page commenting on 2-year-old videos, when I was fat and drunk and really strung out in my alcohol addiction, because girl, I've been getting so many comments on my old video of me 2 years ago when I was talking shit about SheraSeven, and I don't know what I was really talking shit about, because like I said, I used to be a big time drunk and I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. But girl, I don't follow her at all. I don't follow her advice. For one, I'm divested. I only date white, non-black men, especially white men. Okay.
And she admits to being sober and active in recovery from her alcohol addiction. Now, kudos to you, sis. I hope you stay sober. But oh my God, the projection. People will put the wildest stuff on you because it's what they are capable of. I honestly really hate, y'all know. And y'all know how I became late in the game because, when you have a whole life outside, the internet and, everything else, and you're busy literally doing other things and your focus is in so many different places, you can only pay attention to this stuff so much. So you're not looking into everybody all the time and on this 24/7 all the time. And when you're really busy in real life, you're spending even less time on it. Like, Girl, probably like an hour a day, you know, and that's if you upload that day and edit or whatever. When I tell you that the mark of jealous, insecure, envious, bitter women is almost all the same in regards to the playbook of a jealous smear or a takedown or something, I'm telling you it is. It's insane. And to see how Shera handles it now, because look at what all she endured years ago, I'd be over it. Whether you agree with her or not, people have really, over the years, and this is also a mentality that I don't necessarily resonate with, like unless you're going to add something actually constructive to the conversation and not like personal digs and attacks because you're triggered, because something in you is bothered, you are better off just not joining the conversation because it's not conducive to anyone's critical thinking or healing or just getting by. Because I can't stand it when people come across people they don't like or disagree with or look down upon, and they get so heated. That's when you get the stressed out videos. Like literally, like that's when you get the spiritual whistleblower videos. And it's like you can't provide your point in a more constructive way. You can't, like, I understand if she triggers you because those are your interpersonal demons and insecurities and, you know, past traumas that you have not healed through, and you're projecting all of that, but you can't calm your mind enough to be more constructive, to have a healthier conversation. But see, it's like when you start asking those questions, people who are toxic and stuck in toxic cycles, and this internet stuff is all they have for validation. What this is, and this goes so deep. We're gonna have some conversations on this damn channel, and I can't wait. This goes to emotional and intellectual validation that people have either never gotten at home, or are not getting in their real lives, or don't know how to express themselves intelligently and maturely enough to have constructive conversations. It happens every time. And as I've gotten older, I mean, hell, girl, I mean, for me personally, I left the, you know, community that I used to be a part of, Girl World. I'm getting older and I'm working towards personal goals for my mid-30s, and I know what I want my life to look like. And while, yes, I was active in that community for about 5 years, it was just so toxic, and those toxic cycles kept going. And regardless of audience favor or whatever, there's always someone who's next, because the audience in Girl World, that's why I compare this to. That's my personal knowledge, and I'm sure there are other online communities just like it. But if you've heard about it, whatever, and if you haven't, I do have some videos breaking down the community though, because I made a whole deep video about it like last year. Those people have not evolved, and that is something that has taken me a while to see until recently, until the past couple months. You know, when you're in a community where people just do the same thing day in, day out, they're waiting on the same couple people to upload, you know, they're also getting into infighting and arguments, and they're just kind of mindlessly tapping in, there's a problem. Because what you're going to run into is a lack of people thinking for themselves. You're going to run into a lack of people who are afraid to step outside the box because they might get attacked. Because crabs in a bucket, there are people who will literally attack you if you speak out or, you know, step out of line, and they're afraid to align themselves with, you know, people who are being ostracized because they just simply don't want to be next. But the illusion is it will happen to all of them at some point, if it hasn't already, to a certain degree. And that's what a lot of people don't talk about, because they want to just brush it under the rug, act like it never happened, and continue making their Girl World coin, or, you know, gain their traction. But there are so many other ways to have an existence on the internet. You don't need to be trapped in these mindsets or these communities or anything like this. Like, and to see Shera kind of waving everything like how she is and doing it to a certain degree of just over it, and she has such elegance and grace when handling it. Like, yeah, she's shady and she'll be like, well, I'm not having it, and she'll just turn off comments and then but she's very true to her original subscribers because she very much remembers who was there, who's been there, and she's always been sure of who she is. So whether she's got somebody literally lying on her name, someone being completely ignorant, or someone just wanting her attention, she handles herself in a way that I think is honestly inspiring. And it should be, especially if you are a young woman online, especially if you are a young feminine woman online. Okay, especially if you've always been picked on for being pretty, whatever, or standing out, or you've been different. Especially if you live a different lifestyle, maybe you're used to living the soft girl life, and more masculine women don't like that because they can't relate. The survival girlies who are like bitter and mad. Be careful, but there's a lot to be learned here. And I'm just so happy that I did my due diligence and looking in, because to be honest, even me looking into a bit of Shera's backstory as far as, you know, people trying to come for her online and how she's handled herself and how she's still here, it's made me appreciate her more. I like her even more. I like her even more than even last month. Because I have a brain and I decided to think for myself. And you know who else I want to talk about on here? I want to talk about Wizard Liz, man. Because you know what? Now that I've been watching her more, because her and Shera's messages are similar in ways, and I want to talk about that. And I want to talk about the other, you know, girlies that I've been running into and, you know, I resonate with. And I really want to just, girl, the content flowing. I just really want to talk about this. But Wizard Liz gets a hell of a lot of hate, and she's young. She's a young lady. I think she's in her early 20s. I don't think she's older than 22, 23. She's young. And I will be watching. I support. I just want her to be careful. Oh my goodness. They say some horrendous stuff about Wizard Liz, girl. And I'm just like, I cannot even with this energy. And it's almost like if you're out here and you're confident and you're doing something different and you're willing to go against the grain and just stand in your own and be your own person, people really will dislike you for that. And they'll try to shit on you. They'll try to diminish you, because what it is, you're triggering them. You are reminding them that they are actually less than, that they never achieved what you're, you know, working towards, that they could literally never exist like how you're existing because they don't have the confidence to. But the thing is, we're all different and we all have a choice to change. I love you guys. Y'all go ahead and let me know what y'all thought about this video. Oh, I cannot wait. I'm gonna have some other like little blurb videos coming up, because I do feel like everything correlates, and man, I'm just eager because I can already feel it. Like, I feel like a couple years from now, a few years from now, this channel will just have completely different energy. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have some of my old stuff. I'm working on republicizing my music reactions, so those are coming back, and maybe I'll do those again. We'll see how the YouTube copyright stuff is. I know it's funny, but this has just been amazing, and this is where my attention is. This is where my focus is. And I know for me, I've always done like life content, just like thought blurbs or whatever, so that's just coming back, because at the end of the day, we're all individuals. You know, if you see people who inspire you and motivate you, it's okay to talk about that. It's okay to admire other people. It's okay to speak positively about other people on the internet. So crazy. I could not imagine waking up every day just being in a negative ass headspace every day, all day. Child, please. Life is literally too short for that. So don't waste your life. You might be 50 plus doing the same old mess. Child, please. Y'all take it easy. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.